The weather getting colder is always a great excuse to upgrade your wardrobe. If you're not really sure where to start with your winter capsule wardrobe, then these winter essentials are going to be exactly what you need. What is up, party people? My name is Haley. I'm the founder of the style blog Feeling Good as Hale. I have years of fashion industry experience, and this channel is to really help you and myself figure out our style journeys together. Today we're going to be talking all about that winter capsule wardrobe. I feel like when the seasons change from cold to warm, it's so much easier to get dressed, right? You can just throw a dress on, you can throw one piece of fabric on your entire body and be like, good, this is awesome, I'm ready for the day. But with cooler weather, it gets much more complicated. There's layers and fabrics and all this stuff that we have to consider to stay warm and also stylish. So as the weather started to get cooler, I looked into my wardrobe and I was like, I actually have a pretty good base here when it comes to winter capsule wardrobe items. And that's why I wanted to share these items with you today so you can get a little bit better of an idea if you're building your capsule wardrobe, if you're looking to enhance it a little bit, whatever you're trying to do, I'm here for it and I'm gonna help you out. If you're looking to add some new items to your wardrobe for winter, I have a video all about affordable brands for basics. I'll put it somewhere over here. I don't really know where, but I'll put it somewhere. And you can watch that and see what brands I recommend to get those basics without spending an arm and a leg. Now, I've said this before, but I don't believe that a capsule wardrobe is an end-all be-all. I believe that a capsule wardrobe is the art easel to your painting, right? So when you have a good base, you're able to add paint on top of that, being other styles, other clothes, other colors, other textures, other whatever, and you're able to build your personal style based on that. All to say that when you're building your winter capsule wardrobe, view the pieces as good base items for your style, pieces that you can really build up, build down, do whatever you want with it. So again, capsule wardrobe, not an end-all be-all. It's just a really good base for your style. I want to talk about fabric real quick for a second. When we think about warmer fabrics for our winter capsule wardrobe, we're thinking about things like wool and cashmere. And that's great. I have a couple of items like that. They're great, but they often come at a price and not everybody can afford to drop a ton of money on a cashmere sweater. Quince has a really good $50 one if you're looking for something cashmere. And I do talk a little bit later in the video about some wool products and where I got them and how I got them on sale. But really the key to dressing in the winter is just layering, right? It's all about your comfort level, how warm you want to be, and what you can afford. But again, you can check out my video on affordable brands for basics, and I will help you find some really good ones there that, again, won't break the bank. I'm going to be walking you through 15 different pieces that I recommend you have in your winter capsule wardrobe, just to make getting dressed a little bit easier in the winter time. The first category is kind of split in two. So we have tops, but I'm going to break it apart into tops that you can layer above items and then tops that you can layer below items. We're going to talk about pants, as well as skirts and dresses, outerwear, as well as shoes. And I have one accessory that I'm going to pop into that last category. Before we get into it, hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you're liking it so far. I'll be linking all of the items below, either the exact item or similar items. A lot of these I either have had in my wardrobe for a really long time or I've thrifted, but I'll give you some really good options below if I don't find the exact item. And without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start off with tops, specifically items that you're able to layer above base layers. We'll talk about base layers in a second. Hang tight. The first category I'm going to be talking about is knitwear, specifically sweaters. I recommend having 1 to 2 neutral tone sweaters for your winter capsule wardrobe. The first one I have here is just a black plain sweater. This has a little turtleneck as well to keep your upper chest and your neck warm. This is a sweater that I really like to tuck into my pants, or I like to tuck up into my bra. And this is just a really good option for an all black outfit, wearing jeans. It's gonna keep you toasty and you can wear something underneath it without it showing because of the turtleneck. So this is a really good option. And this is actually one of my favorite sweaters in my entire closet. It's more of a mock neck, so the turtleneck isn't super high. I generally prefer a mock neck just because I don't feel like being, wow, that was aggressive. I don't feel like being strangled when I'm wearing a sweater. Again, you can just layer things underneath sweaters like this. That's why I really love having just some knit sweaters in my wardrobe for winter. because you can layer stuff underneath them and be extra warm, and who doesn't love being warm? The next category I'm going to talk about is cardigans. I bought this cardigan from Banana Republic a few months ago and I've basically lived in it ever since. It's a waffle stitch cardigan, so it adds a little bit of texture to your outfit, which I really love. I'm also a big fan of cardigans that have buttons. I'm not a big fan of open cardigans, or frankly, like long open cardigans. I think it's just the style I'm not into. I always find that I'm wrapping myself up when I wear cardigans that aren't buttoned. So I usually opt for ones that have buttons. So this is a really good option, just a plain black one. And another one I have in my wardrobe is this green one. Now look, I'm somebody who considers this type of earthy green a neutral. Maybe you do too, I don't really know. But some good color options for another cardigan are this green, or maybe a bluish gray cardigan. So if you're not looking to replicate the sweaters I just talked about, like black and beige, we love it, but sometimes we need a little something. Then I would recommend getting a cardigan that is either in this color or something a little bit similar. Next up, we just have a plain sweatshirt. I'm a big believer in dressing up and down sweatshirts. So for example, you could wear this with a button down underneath and the collars popping out. That would be super cute. Or a mock neck long sleeve. I feel like we all probably have sweatshirts in our wardrobe, but maybe they have like our high school on them, or maybe it has your workplace logo on it. That's great. I have some of those too. But a black sweatshirt is a really good option when you just don't feel like putting it all together. More often than not, I'm wearing sweatshirts, but again, I'll just elevate them by layering some stuff underneath, maybe pairing them with a pair of jeans or some leather pants. I'll talk about those in a second. And then of course some boots. I don't know, you guys get what I'm saying? This might not be a preppy high street item that you see in a lot of other winter capsule wardrobes, but it's a must, okay? It's cold out there. And last in the category of wearing things over base layers, we just have an oversized blazer. If you're on the hunt for a new blazer specifically for winter, I recommend getting a wool one. That one is going to keep you warm. I thrifted this one a few years ago. It's not wool, but it keeps me toasty, so I'll keep it around. It's fine. This is something that you can layer even over a sweater, over a cardigan. This is just another layer to keep you warm. I'm sure you already have a blazer in your closet, but if you don't, definitely get one. It's going to be something that will serve you all year round. A wool blazer is going to be better for those winter months, but it will also make a really good transitional item when going from fall to winter, as well as winter to spring. Okay, now let's talk about those base layers. So things that you can put underneath the sweater, the cardigan, the blazer. Let's talk about it. The first is of course just a long sleeve shirt. One way to go is to get some long sleeve thermals. I personally am good without thermals, but if you live somewhere that's like freezing, might be a good option for you. In my wardrobe, I have about 4 or 5 long sleeve shirts that are really good for layering. One I'm wearing right now, just a brown. And then I have a black, a blue, I guess. I keep calling it smoky blue. I think it's just gray, but I like smoky blue better. And then I have, of course, just a white. Now I do have 2 different styles here. The first one is a mock neck, which I love. I got this from Gap a few years ago. Oh, I love them. It's the same as the white one that I have over there as well. These are really good when pairing underneath the sweatshirt I was talking about earlier, or even just one of the sweaters. These are magnificently warm for me. I love them. And then I have a cropped long sleeve. Now I know some people might be like, I don't wear crop tops. That's fine, you don't have to. These are good when I don't feel like tucking more than I have to, if that makes sense. So when I'm tucking my sweater into the front of my pants, I don't want to have to tuck the shirt and the sweater. I kind of just want to worry about the sweater because then you have to fidget with it and it gets all bunched up. It's just annoying to me. So you definitely want to have some of these in your wardrobe. Burp. The next base layer I want to talk about is just a white button-up shirt. This is a good option if you don't want that mock neck that I just showed you, and maybe you want like a collar coming out of the top of your shirt. I have a couple of these actually. This one is a little bit more cropped, again, because sometimes I don't like tucking that excess fabric into my pants. But I do have a longer one, and I also have a linen one, which is a little better suited for summer, but having options is always great. This is just the one that I generally lean towards the most. I find that this keeps me surprisingly warm when I layer it under some stuff. I wore this in another video underneath a knit sweater that I had, and I was like dying of heat. I think this is another really good base layering option, especially under cardigans and, like I said, under that sweatshirt, just to make it a little bit more elevated. You can't go wrong. So next, let's talk about pants. First up, we have jeans. I'm not gonna go on and on about these. You guys already have these in your wardrobe, I'm going to assume. I think the only thing that you want to have with your jeans in the winter time is just no rips, because then you won't have cold knees or anything. Nobody likes that. These are my Levi's 501s. I love them. I love how jeans look. I hate how they feel, but we sacrifice for the style. A really nice pair of jeans is something that you want to have in your capsule wardrobe all year round. So I recommend the 501s. The Levi's is my go-to jean brand all the time. So that's what I will recommend to you. I do have an article on my blog all about the Levi's wedgie jeans, which I also love, so I will link that in the description down below if you want to take a look at it. Jeans are always a good option. Next up, we have some faux leather pants. I love these. I wear them all the time. These ones are from H&M. They've been out of stock for a while, so I'm gonna recommend the ones from Abercrombie, which I also love. I don't have them, but I did wear a pair of my friends one time, and they were super comfortable, very warm actually. I've noticed that a lot of the leather pants that I've tried on or that I've worn have a soft, warm lining on the inside. These are a really good option for the winter weather. These can be dressed up, they can be dressed down. They're good for running to the grocery store, going on a dinner date, the whole thing. And these look killer with a pair of black boots. I love it. The last recommendation I'm gonna have for pants are trousers. I'm actually on the hunt right now for a pair of warmer, maybe wool trousers that I can wear in the winter. I wouldn't not wear these. I probably just wouldn't lean towards them unless it's a nicer day outside. And if I were to wear them on a really cold day, I would pair these with maybe fleece lined tights, just because they do have a little bit more room in them and I would feel more comfortable wearing tights underneath these. A pair of neutral trousers in the winter is probably like, oh, it's one of my favorite things. I don't know why, I love it. Everybody should have a pair of trousers in their wardrobe. And like I said, a wool pair is going to serve you a little bit better when it comes to staying warm. I'll tag some down below. I'll probably take a look at Everlane or Abercrombie or Quince actually. Quince is one of my favorite brands, ever. Let's talk about dresses and skirts. Because we're on the topic of me shopping for things, I'm also on the hunt for a knit or sweater dress. So I don't have any here to show you, unfortunately, but I'll pop some around here so you can see what I recommend and what I'm actually looking at. A sweater dress, a knit dress, a cashmere dress, whatever. Really good options to keep you warm in the winter. If you're someone like me and you only have summer dresses in your wardrobe, I get it. I actually made a video about it. I'll pop it around here somewhere that you can watch. You can watch that and see how I styled a lot of these items actually, or a lot of the items in these categories with summer dresses, and kind of see how I styled them. I feel like I need at least one in my wardrobe that's actually made for winter, so I'll report back. I'll let you guys know. The ones that you saw on the screen are probably what I'm going to be leaning towards, at least one of them. So sorry I don't have one to actually show you, but that's just the name of the game with this channel. My closet is changing all the time, just like yours is. And that's why we're doing this together. The next thing I'm going to talk about is skirts. I actually just got these two pairs of skirts. This one I thrifted. I feel like it's the perfect color for winter. Beautiful purpley, almost like eggplant kind of color. I'll throw some fleece lined tights under these, and I know I'll be fine in that, but if you're really sensitive to the cold, then a knit or a wool skirt will probably be better. I'll link some down below. And then I also recommend a denim skirt. This is also a midi style denim skirt. It's from Mango. I got it a few weeks ago and I love it. It's really, really cute. I feel like denim skirts were really made for the winter time. So again, throw a pair of fleece lined tights underneath these, or just sheer depending on the climate that you're living in, and some boots again, and you really can't go wrong. Next, let's talk about outerwear. I'm going to be showing you one that serves a little bit more for style and one that serves a little bit more for function in terms of staying warm. This bad boy needs a lint roller bad. This is a long wool coat. This is definitely going to keep you warm, like there's no doubt about that, especially when it comes to wool. Ooh, there are my gloves. Again, everybody should have a coat like this in their wardrobe. This is a really good option for dinner, for going out at night. I got this from, I believe, Nordstrom Rack, or Saks off 5th. So I recommend checking out those websites if you want one at a discount. My arm is getting tired from holding this. So warm, stylish, functional, the whole thing. And I miss it. I can't wait to wear it. And I haven't worn it yet this season, so I'm really excited to bring it out and actually wear it. The next one I have is this puffer coat. I was on the hunt for a puffer coat for a while. I ended up buying this one because it wasn't super short. I wanted something that would cover like at least a part of my butt. And I loved the detail on this. It's a brown color. It has this detail here. This coat keeps me warm, 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 especially with the hood. I love it. It also has a belt, so I guess both of these are actually pretty fashionable and functional. So I don't think you can go wrong with either, but I am a firm believer in having a wool coat and then a more insulated winter jacket in your winter capsule wardrobe. You can pick and choose depending on how frigid it is where you are. This is from Kenneth Cole. I also got this on one of those, either Nordstrom Rack or Saks off 5th. And I would recommend looking there for any winter coats that you can get at a discount. Okay, now let's talk about some shoes. If there's one type of shoe that you want in your winter wardrobe, if they're your style, it's these Doc Martens. If you've watched any of my other videos, you've seen me mention these 400 times because I am practically married to them at this point. I love these in the winter because they have good traction on the bottom. So if these are your vibe, highly, highly recommend. You'll have them forever. But if they're not really your vibe, if you're not really into like a chunky boot, I totally get it. It's not for everybody. Then I would just recommend a pair of standard leather boots. These obviously have a little heel to them, but I'll tag some below that have less of a heel or no heel at all, so you can take a look at those. I think it's really easy to drown in your winter clothes sometimes, especially when you're wearing layers and when you're wearing puffy coats and things like that. Boots help give me the extra height. They elongate my height in my body a little bit more, so I'm not drowning in all of the layers. And that's why some type of boot is really essential for your winter capsule wardrobe. I think I mentioned it in another video, but I've been on the hunt for a pair of tall boots. And you guys, I ordered some, finally. I haven't received them yet, but I'll put a picture of them here. They're from Charles and Keith. I have a feeling that I'm going to love them. You'll probably see them in some upcoming videos, so hang tight for that. I would say that 90% of the time I'm wearing boots in the winter, but if I'm not wearing boots, I normally will reach for just a pair of white sneakers, which I don't know where mine are right now. I can't find them for some reason. It depends on how wet it is outside, how slushy it is, because again, those Doc Martens, they're not only elevating my height, but they're keeping my feet dry from snow and slush, and that traction on the bottom will really help so I don't slip and fall on the ice. So I feel like I should be a brand ambassador for Doc Martens at this point with how much I talk about these Leonas, but I just love them. I think they're perfect. So in this video, I'm not going to be talking about accessories in terms of like belts and bags, because I believe that you can transition all of your purses and your belts and stuff like that throughout the seasons. I don't really switch like my purses or my belts or anything out when the seasons change. But the one thing that you absolutely need in your winter capsule wardrobe is a scarf. So again, wool is going to be what you want. I'm going to link a similar scarf to this one down below from Quince. I love this one because it's more of a wrap scarf, so you can wear it as like a shawl kind of. I bring this everywhere in the winter if I think I'm going to be cold, like if I'm going to the movies or going to dinner, and I think there's a little bit of chance that maybe we'll be sitting by the door, or you know, there's just going to be a breeze. I'll bring this and I wear it all the time. But if it's really, really frigid outside and I'm dressed completely warm when it comes to what I have underneath my coat, then I'm going to reach for this really thick, almost chunky scarf. Ugh, I just love this. I feel like having a scarf like this is a no-brainer. It's so warm and so toasty. Ugh, I don't want to take it off. This is going to be something that would look really cute with one of those wool coats. 10 out of 10. I highly recommend a scarf, maybe 2. All right, you guys, that is the end of the video. Do me a favor, leave a comment down below. What is your favorite item in your winter capsule wardrobe? I'd say for me, it's probably those faux leather pants. I think they're just so versatile. They go with anything. They can be dressed up or down. I'm excited to see what you guys have to say. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.